Good morning, everybody. Well, it's morning for me. It's 6 a.m. here in Japan, Okinawa, Japan. I just got back from the gym. So I haven't done a video in about 8 months. So I'm going to start doing it, trying to do it every week. Just give more insight on my articles and my books and everything. I think it'll help the crowd get a better feel of who I am and what I'm talking about. You know, video, I think, is good. If you really want to learn something deeply, I think you have to read, but video is a good introduction, so I'm going to go with that deal today. So today we're going to talk about from negative $77,000 to positive $150,000 in 2 years, 22 months. Me and my wife did that starting June 2019. This is one of the few books I have on deck. I only have 2 books here in person. They're all in my house in Florida. And I've been really on a paperback kick now over the last couple weeks, and I'm starting to sell those just because some people like paperbooks. They're very, if you ever look at my paper books, they're very expensive because they're all in color and the glossy paper and the glossy back. So they're gonna run like $18 for a small book. But you know, if it holds your attention, and then it's worth the money. If you can get through it, it's worth the money because most people don't make it past the first chapter. All right, I don't know how long I'm going to ramble on today. I took some notes. I went through my article, took some notes just so I can be on deck, on point today. I got my coffee going. I say that because I got this off the golf club, golf course in Okinawa. But I say that because for like a month, they didn't have coffee creamer on base. So that's one of the things about being overseas is you're stuck with what you got. So I didn't drink coffee for like a month. I drank Monsters, which was ridiculous. So I don't like doing that. So bear with me with my quality. It's probably gonna stay the same, to be honest with you. I'm just grinding out right now. So I'm just waking up grinding. So eventually once I retire, I'll put some more effort into video quality and mixing and video editing and stuff like that. But right now I got a few hours a day to myself. Actually, I bought the new Pokemon game and I haven't got to play it. I played for like maybe 10 hours over the last month I've had it. Anyway, don't let me bore you. But so let's start. So you can follow along. You can actually read the article. I'll link it. You can read the article first. That way you know what I'm talking about. It's a short article. Well, it's actually pretty long, but it's kind of how we started this whole journey together. And let's start from the top, okay? So, debt, the silent killer, is my first note. Nobody tells you that debt will kill your life. It does. Debt will kill your life. We weren't crazy spenders or anything like that, but it really slows you down when you have a house that's too expensive, car payments, loans, credit cards, all that stuff. Okay, they say that compound can either work for you or against you. You want to be the person that collects compound interest, meaning USDC, which is all I always talk about on Voyager, 9%, not 9% or 15% credit card against you, right? So that was one of the things that I was an EA, and we were comfortable, but I couldn't seem to get ahead. Okay, my next point is lifestyle inflation. All right, I don't think our lifestyle inflated too much, but it does happen. Lifestyle inflation is if I talk in military terms because I'm in the military for 23 years. So, but if you're an E6 and then you get promoted to E7, and then your lifestyle goes up to $500, so now you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy a car now for $500 a month. You just inflated your lifestyle. Okay, so instead of putting that money away and investing it, you invested it into a car. That's how we're taught. We're taught that, hey, you know, you grind, you work your way up, you deserve certain things. You don't. I'll be honest with you. The best feeling in the world is to have money in the bank at all times. If a $5,000 emergency comes up, you can pay for it and not worry about it. It's going to piss you off, but you don't have to worry about it, okay? Your car is not going to make you feel that way. I'm speaking from experience, okay? So be careful with lifestyle inflation, all right? I got so many books and so many articles. I'm going to dig in deep in all this stuff. This one's kind of broad just because it's our 2-year journey. And I think I'll go into the whole 2-year journey where we started and all that in a different article, a different video. But obviously, if you really want to follow where we've been and how we've done it, start with my Financial Independence Magazine #1. I wrote that first article for that. I think we were still in debt. We were like $40,000 in the bank, and about $60,000 in debt, just from consolidating some cars, a couple credit cards, and we bought a house, and we bought a barn house with that. And so we kind of lumped everything together, and then we just start attacking it. But if you follow that whole series, which is on number 60 right now, you'll see everything. How to the day we paid off the debt until now is this romper room. Now everything we do, we just put into investments, and then our investments pay us back, and it's a completely different life. I like to say that now you can see life in color, right? Because debt will make you see life in black and white, and it's not good. Okay. We bought our first house in 2008, and I won't say buying a house was a mistake. Buying a house that big was a mistake, right? And it took us 14 years to get out from under it. Okay. Still hot. Perfect. So we bought a house, 2008, top of the market. It was $300,000. It was $100,000 for 3 acres of land in Arizona, and $200,000 for the house, custom built. It's not on a block. We just literally bought 3 acres of land and found a builder to build something on it. Turned out amazing. Still have it. But if my BAH, so my housing allowance, was like $1,200 back then, the house was like $1,500 a month. And for some god awful reason, I thought I could afford it. I couldn't. So we could pay the note on it, but if you can't invest 30% of your salary, 40% of your salary, then you can't afford what you're doing. I'll be honest with you. This is somebody who's 40 years old talking. So if you're younger than 40, listen to me. I was joking. But no, it wasn't a mistake. We had a lot of good memories. Still have a lot of good memories there. Second kid was born there. Came back from Afghanistan there. I love it there. I love that house. But man, it was a mistake. The amount of money we spent. We should have bought a small house, which, of course, I have all my articles, but I should have bought a small house. Should have bought a small house and a small rental house that we could have been renting. But in 2013, I got orders to South Carolina, and there was nothing I could do with the house. I couldn't rent it for what it was. Couldn't sell it for what it was. So I had to leave and go 2 years on a company to Beaufort because I couldn't figure it out. And so we say that we don't want to have financial complexity. We want to keep things simple, but life is complex. It is. You have to know what you're talking about. You can't. It's going to affect you at some point. Whether you're on Social Security and you don't know how to make more money, if you don't learn it now, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your kids, right? So that was the first house. I'll get into that. Trust me, over the next 10 years. And the reason why I started recording again was because I know it's something I want to do later on, but if I wait till I'm retired to start my YouTube, then I have to start from scratch. So I might as well just grind out now, get a small following now, and then when I do retire, I can just build upon that. Have the videos as the base, right? So I'm gonna see what goes on with the YouTube thing. Okay, so moving on. The thing that really got us to start focusing on our finances was going to Turkey. Okay. My wife Christine, a lot of her family lives in Turkey. And we went there in 2019, June. And I was at E8, selected for E9. And we were doing okay, nothing crazy. But when you take a $10,000 trip and you want to show up to Turkey with, some cash and some prizes and some other things, it's expensive. And then you talk about you want to do it every year, right? So that's when we had our aha moment, like we have to do something different. So we chose to get roommates, right? And we didn't look into it, we didn't research, but we got roommates. And they were, for the most part, romper room. But it taught us a lot. It taught us a lesson, right? But again, that was my first taste of passive income, right? Where you get $1,000 a month for not working for it. And it's life-changing, right? So we got better with the roommates and everything else. We started screening better, but it was a learning lesson, but it also leads you to where you are now, right? So it's necessary. when you start an income stream, it's not going to be perfect. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be easy. Life isn't supposed to be easy. You're supposed to make it easy, right? So before we went to Turkey, a couple months before we went to Turkey, we got roommates, and that really helped me solidify, what direction we were going to go as far as passive income. And a lot of people say, like Dave Ramsey will say, pay off all your debt before you start investing, which, sure, if that's what you want to do. I'm a little different because it might take you 3 years to pay off debt, and then you're going to start investing. I got it, but then you won't know anything about investing. So if you say you pay $1,000 off your debt a month, I will pay $900 and invest $100. Because once you see compound interest working for you, it's going to intrigue you. Once you see your dividends piling up or your royalties or something else, you have to learn. And investing is not just money. You can invest time, right? YouTube, writing, and you can invest effort, and you can invest money. So it's not just writing, or it's not just money and buying dividends, okay? So just while you're in debt, you can multiply your income and pay off debt faster by doing certain things, right? And don't take the easy way and exchange time for money. There's a time and place for that. But if you're just going to drive Uber to pay off your debt, I got it, but it's not really going to teach you something. When you stop driving Uber, there won't be any money there. When I stop writing, it'll still produce me money as of right now, right? It'll produce me not money for a while. So it's just something to think about. Okay, and wrapping up, I don't know what time I'm at. Two of the first books I read to help us get out of debt, really understand it, was I Will Teach You to Be Rich and Rich Dad Poor Dad. Rich Dad Poor Dad is my favorite book of all time. There are some Robert Kiyosaki books I like better, but that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, is the best book, and I highly recommend it for everybody. You're not going to understand exactly what's going on. I was actually talking to a Marine about it yesterday. You're not going to understand everything that's going on in Rich Dad Poor Dad, but you're not supposed to. It might take you a year to kind of figure out, everything, but once you have the base of it, once you understand that the rich don't work for money, then you can kind of take some steps to putting yourself in a position not to work for money. But you're not supposed to understand it. It's very complex. The simplest is so simple that it's complex. The rich don't work for money, and you're like, okay, what do? They get handed money. No, they don't. They look for investments. Those investments pay them back. They don't go punch the clock for 8 hours, work for another man's goals, and then go home. No, they work for their own goals. They build enough passive income to be free, and then they become rich. In that order. Make enough money passively to pay for your expenses, and then you go off and become rich by finding different and more investments. More real estate, more dividends, more business to invest in, more business to start, yada, yada, yada. Crypto to invest in. Don't buy somebody else's coin when you could build your own coin, right? So these are all complex things that we're going to talk about over the years, right? So this is just number one. But again, so this book, small, 50 pages, color. You'll like it. If you're on Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free, so it's perfect. But yeah, so I hope to use this format. I'll talk about an article, talk about the book, talk about digging deep. I'm not going to have comments on YouTube. I'll save that for the people in my group, right? That way, because I'm not going to spend any time on YouTube answering comments from random people. I don't got time for it, nor do I want to, right? So at some point, you got to know who you are, and I'm just too old for that. But with that being said, I think that's it. Subscribe. I think I have like 10 subscribers, so so subscribe. I need your help. We'll get there. Hit the like button, share it. But yeah, so most of the books I have are for free. So most of the time I come on here, you can be able to download the book right afterwards on the website, Military Family Investing. So I just want to add more value. I got time, well, I don't, but I have a little bit of time and want to add some value. Hopefully I can pop these videos out in about an hour and a half, so I can do it every weekend, hopefully. But yeah, let me know if you like it. Leave a comment in the group. Let me know if there's any particular article you want to dig into. Obviously, we're going to talk about dividends. We're going to talk about passive income in general. We'll talk about crypto. We'll talk about all that stuff over time, right? So we'll get there. We'll get there. You know, just like my books, I think I'm at 350 books, 700 plus articles. Like it starts to add up. It starts to add up. So same thing with videos. I'll start now. It'll start multiplying, compounding of that nature. So I'm looking forward to it. So let me know if you like it. Like I said, don't judge me too hard on the quality. I got to do what I got to do. I'm one person. I'm editing, writing, putting, building book covers and books and putting graphics in here, uploading and doing all this crap. So it takes a lot of time. So, all right. Well, peace out. See you later.